Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to another Authologic webinar. Today we will be discussing European identity wallets and what it means to your business. Currently, we are asking questions if European identity wallets mean chaos, threat, or an opportunity. That's a big question. And hopefully I will help you make up your mind about this today. So just a brief introduction to Authologic. We are a startup doing aggregation and orchestration for local KYC methods. We are serving customers in the financial industry, but not only there, but mainly fintechs and banks and investment companies. eIDAS 2.0, and this is the main thing about European identity wallet legislation called eIDAS 2.0. What is it? Well, to be honest with you, eIDAS 2.0, there is more questions right now about what it is and what it would mean to the European landscape than the answers. But because the large-scale pilots already starting, I think we have some indications on where the whole legislation is going. The first point is that eIDAS 2.0 will force all the member states to provide identity wallets for every citizen. What it means is that every country will develop its own application. And to be honest, we see already either applications ready to use or being transformed into eIDAS compliant applications. In many countries, we already see identity wallets available for customers with pretty large adoption. And they are being right now developed and to be compatible with eIDAS. But interesting fact is that every country will have at least one. That means 20 odd, identity wallets that you need to support. The second point is that the digital identity, you would those wallet you could use both online and offline. So in theory, the idea is to remove the necessity to use plastic documents or paper documents. In terms of online usage, it means that there will be PSD2-like guidelines for technology to be able to accept those identity wallets, but guidelines are not necessarily translating into technical documentation or technical specifications. And we already see multitude of different approaches from technical perspective to identity wallets. It means that in the future we expect very, to put it lightly, heterogeneous landscape of technologies used for identity wallets. The third point that is, I think, very, very interesting is that certain services, like financial services, but not only financial services, will be required to support identity wallets. It means that any citizen from any country would be able to take advantage of the service using its own wallet. This is really interesting from the application perspective, like the implementation perspective. And in my opinion, this is one of the biggest challenges in implementing eIDAS 2.0. We've heard this week, actually, during one of the conferences devoted to eIDAS 2.0, that there will be a vacatio legis for certain businesses, especially small and medium businesses. So they will have enough time to actually technically implement support for for identity wallets. Here is, as I mentioned, like more questions than answers, but basically one of the most interesting parts for the business. If you are running service business and you will be on the list of services that are required to provide support for identity wallets, then you need to implement support for all of them. The good and the bad for eIDAS 2.0. So as I mentioned, we already see identity wallets being transformed and legacy digital IDs being transformed into eIDAS 2.0 compatible wallets. But we also see, and this is, I'm not sure if this is good or bad, but we see a lot of new wallets coming up, and we definitely will see competition internally inside the countries. There will be providers competing for users. And this will be very interesting to see. We see a lot of players preparing to ship their own identity wallets compatible with eIDAS 2.0. So even more to choose from. You see the screenshot here is from Apple Wallet ID. And the reason why I put it here is that I mentioned about the local players that are trying to compete on the local markets for the users, but we will see global players trying to provide technical infrastructure for identity wallets. And I'm talking about Apple and Google. So we will have a lot of different options as users, and this will create specific challenges on the side of acceptance. Like if you want to accept multiple different wallets, then you need to have a specific technical infrastructure to do so. On the flip side, user onboarding will be much easier. The identity wallet will consist of multiple different modules, and they will have specific information. One of the things that are mentioned in the eIDAS regulations is information about the citizenship, like address, but also information about the health of the user, or information, healthcare information. So we will see multiple different verified sources of data embedded into the identity wallet. And this should, by the definition, improve user onboarding, because you would not need to combine different sources of information. You will have one verified source of information fully in control of the user. So this self-sovereign identity wallet, and that would provide this information to the service provider. So this is really really interesting, especially if you look at the privacy part of that. Because right now, if you want to verify age of the person, you typically need much more information than just information that someone is above legal age or below legal age. This will be possible with the identity wallet to just check if the person is adult or not, for example. So on the right hand side, you have an example of one of the wallets already in use. We are using here a demo of Smart ID that is covering 3 different countries right now: Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia. And the reason why I put this demo here is to show you how quickly and user-friendly the whole process looks like. Is basically like 20-second verification flow using the mobile wallet. And the biggest challenges in terms of wallets and onboarding is that this is could be potentially replacing other KYC methods. That's one thing. But the other thing that is potentially challenging is that identity wallet can and should be, and by should I mean that eIDAS 2.0 recommends this tool to be used as a second factor authentication or login method. So if you think about this as a login method, this changes a bit the whole architecture of how you develop the onboarding and login flow, because suddenly you are presented with a tool that can work a bit like login with Facebook or login with Google, which is very interesting. So let's compare this to the current setup or onboarding flows. So typically we have some kind of a data form that user fills out, so provides personal information. Then user is required to provide password and verify phone number or email address with one-time password. So basically, this is the kind of a access information setup. Then we have the bit where we do ID verification, and we can kind of perform this using multitude different systems, but this is a kind of discrete step in the process. And what happens next is we get OCR the information from the document. We have liveness check, verified ID, and we match this information with the information that was provided by the user in the form. And once this information is matched, we have account created, and we allow people to enter the system. This is kind of a thing that's going on right now. Most of the financial services, at least, are set up in this way, and they rely on login password infrastructure with second factor authentication, and sometimes the second factor could be liveness check. What will change in onboarding with the European ID wallet is both onboarding and login will be just one step, where you would select your wallet, you will jump to the wallet, confirm that you want to share your information or just use wallet to log in, and that's it. All the information is shared in the background. You used wallet as a second factor authenticator, and you just got access to the system, and you can use it for login and onboarding. This creates the whole different dynamic from the security perspective, but also the system architecture perspective, which we think is very interesting. But if you look at this slide here, one of the things that you will observe is that this is very idealistic slide, because adoption of the wallet, especially in the early days, will be low. So you need to provide a system that accepts both identity wallets and the legacy KYC infrastructure. So we, funny enough, starting to see implementations in the wild right now that acting like that. So they combine for at least onboarding right now process those two methods. So they provide alternative for the user, whether they want to use digital ID or the digital identity wallet, or they want to use the kind of legacy path with the form and the KYC, etc. So this is the example of one of the big services that is using this this hybrid approach, and we think that this will be a dominant way of method of operation, basically, for the coming years, to embrace both the legacy and the new identity wallets. So this is interesting. The way it works is that when you select digital ID or digital identity wallet, you are being presented with the QR code that you scan with your wallet app. And within this wallet app, you just accept either transfer of the data, or accept that you are logging to the service. Services in the eIDAS 2.0 will be listed on the special registry, so users will always be sure that they are logging into the registered service. There is no data leakage anyway and anywhere, and it will be very hard to steal data just pretending to be some service. Yeah, that's it. So it will be like few seconds process and very convenient. I'm actually using this right now. I'm in Poland. We have our own identity wallet, and we are using it to access government services. The flow is exactly the same. I open the app on my mobile phone, scan the QR code, accept, and log in. Super simple, super secure, and super fast. So to summarize the situation right now, European identity wallet are starting to be a thing right now. So we are starting to see either government issued digital IDs or identity wallets that were used before. They gained traction during COVID, and they are being transformed into eIDAS 2.0 compatible wallets, but they are already starting to appear in the wild. People are using them, and companies are already implementing those wallets so users can use them. Adoption will ramp up, and we are certain that identity wallets will be very popular, but they will never take over like 100%. They maybe not, never say never, but we think there'll be many years until wallets will be completely dominant. One of the reasons is that they are still, people that rely on the old ways of logging in. They would, it'll be hard to convert them to new ways. There is still discussion about the strength of the authentication using identity wallets, and this discussion also is connected to the quality of mobile devices that people have. So there's going to be many things that are going on here, and we believe that the heterogeneous reality will be with us for many years, and that means that businesses need access to multiple different methods for each country, and they should support multiple different methods for each country, and of course support multiple different wallets because of the eIDAS regulations. And the last, wallets will change how we onboard and log into the digital services. And we think that this will increase the convenience and conversion rates, but also increase security of those services. We will see fewer phishing attacks, fewer account takeover attacks. This will be a very big deal, and I think that is the reason why a lot of the financial services are starting to implement this right now. So they are moving users towards more secure, more convenient tools to lower the cost of KYC, lower the cost of onboarding, and of course reduce fraud. So this is going on right now, and we see this already. So and thank you very much, guys. This is my presentation. Thank you. If you have any questions, happy to answer. I will just switch to my interface to see if you have any questions on the chat. If you have any questions, please let me know. If not, we will be sharing the recorded version of the presentation after we finish this webinar. Yeah, I don't see any questions. So thank you very much for attending this short webinar, and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.